All right, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Today, uh, we will discuss on chapter 6, which is intellectual wellness. Okay, intellectual wellness. From the word intellectual, uh, it reflects to the capacity of your thinking, okay, or it is related to knowledge, okay, information that you can get from certain ways lah. Usually from learning activities, and learning activities can be in many forms, either formal ataupun informal methods. Okay, for formal methods, it can be divided into two lah. Okay, formal and non-formal. So kalau you divide into kalau you refer kepada classification of learning method, learning activities, it can be divided into two, okay, formal and informal. And for formal, it divided into the other another category lah, which is non-formal. Non-formal can be, for example, workshop, seminar, and so on. If formal, things that you are doing right now, which is you taking a degree course, diploma, master, and PhD program lah. Okay, all right. So for today lecture, uh, you are going to learn how learning ataupun knowledge can create ataupun contribute to one of the dimension of wellness. Okay. So knowledge is very important because knowledge can give you happiness. Okay, what I meant by happiness, uh, you can explore in the next slides. All right, these are our lecture outline. So it is divided into four parts. Okay, first one, as usual, the overview of this dimension. Okay, intellectual wellness. Okay, next we will discuss on cognitive development and personal skill. Cognitive developments, we need to say how your thinking capacity develop from uh, birth until adult. Okay, and the third one is lifelong learning, triple L, lifelong learning. Okay, we will discuss a little bit the characteristic of lifelong learning, and also actually in terms of benefit of lifelong learning, we it already discussed in the first part of this lecture, which is on introduction part lah. Okay, and in the lifelong learning, we will discuss also on the characteristic of people that uh, practice this activity. Okay, and the last one is a little bit on the idea how to create a business in this industry lah. I could say in this industry, because intellectual wellness it can be uh, how to say can be formed ataupun can provide people sort of platform to learn. Okay, all right. Okay, overview of intellectual wellness. Okay, you can read by yourself the whole definition of intellectual wellness, but the key is, okay, the key is uh, one of the objective of intellectual wellness is to let people learn ataupun get new knowledge, new uh, information from certain activities. Okay, uh, For example, attending courses, seminar, either formal or non-formal education. Okay, all those things akan leads kepada gaining of new ideas and experiences. Okay, so by having new ideas and experiences, both can be categorized as knowledge lah. Then uh, you boleh dikatakan ada something yang baru untuk you apply to your daily life. Okay, for example, it will influence, okay, the new knowledge will influence how you decide on that particular matter. Okay, it will improve your uh, uh, interaction with people, with the community, with your friends, with your lecturers, and so on. And also, uh, when you having a certain knowledge on, for example, community skill, then you can better mix around with people, especially your with your neighbors and so on lah. All right. Okay. Another aspect of uh, intellectual wellness ataupun gaining new knowledge is you actually want to optimize your thinking, your cognition to process, uh, solve problem. Okay, so meaning to say you are getting better and better in manage your daily life, since you can tackle the problem and issue effectively. That's due to the knowledge you gain. Then you can at least reduce the stress and you can live happily lah. Okay. All right. Okay. Please don't get confused with the term definition. Okay, definition can be is something that you can put anything in the definition. You can put also the characteristic of the subject matter and so on lah. All right. Okay. Okay. Slide number 5. Okay. The first point I already explained to you. Okay. Look at the second point. Okay. Another function of having good intellectual wellness, it will promote ataupun it will stimulate creativity. Okay, creativity, when you got something that you don't know before, then it creates sense of initiative for you to think further. And of course, this happened because of new things. Okay, usually something new will excite you to explore more and more. Okay, that's why dia mention kat sini point creativity. Okay, that's why one of the way to increase your creativity capacity is by reading. Okay, when you read, you get new information, new knowledge, then you can think further ataupun beyond the scope. Okay, when you for example read many things, okay, then mungkin you boleh duduk sekejap, uh, try brainstorm ataupun figure out what things can be uh, produced to, for example, untuk solve any problems. Okay, next is knowledge can also build sense of curiosity. Okay, you are curious on something, then it will increase ataupun dia akan push you to look for the knowledge in depth. Okay, So that's why lah dia intellectual wellness dia sedikit sebanyak berkait dengan lifelong learning. Okay, the more you learn, the more you want to explore in that particular area. Okay. And point number 4, slide 5. Okay, intellectual wellness does not mean you are excellent in academic ataupun formal punya education. Okay. The ultimate of intellectual wellness is when you are able to apply knowledge that you learn through the formal or through formal education, okay, and also through informal education. Okay, so when you apply, we need to say you at the same time promote other people ataupun spread the knowledge to people. Okay, slide number 6. These are list of how you can increase intellectual wellness ataupun how the methods how you can gain knowledge, right? Like learning of course lah, it can be many ways lah. Okay. Point number 2, okay, learning can be various way. Okay, reading, writing, exploration, and also to observing, listening, and questioning. When you observe something, then you can process, and then you can interpret. Is it good or not? Usually observing biasanya uh, dia di bawah kelas experience lah, okay, pengalaman. That's why old people dia lebih kononnya more knowledgeable sebab they experience longer than us. Okay, so one of the experience can be from observation. Okay. Okay, next, okay, finding application for material learned in the classroom. Of course lah, still involve reading. Okay, you need material for reading, then it will increase your information, your knowledge. Okay, and also you have to be aware with the current surrounding. Okay, current uh, 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 events that's happening. Okay, for example, news on war ataupun disease ataupun a crisis, all those things will increase your current knowledge. Okay, still can leads to intellectual wellness. We need to say when you, for example, having breakfast ataupun lunch with your friend, then you got something to discuss. Okay, so you will create sense of positive discussion. Okay. Next, you can attend things that you are not familiar with. For example, you go for watching theater, okay, involved in arts activity and so on. Okay. Okay, second last, I think that's method is very important for people nowadays, where you have to be in your community, okay, by involving in your activities that organized by people surrounding. Okay, that one indirectly you can learn something from them, and also they can learn something from you. Okay, then the last one is spreading the knowledge. You should spread the knowledge because When you teach others, it will increase your understanding on that particular knowledge. Okay. Right. Now we go to the benefits of intellectual wellness. Okay, there are many benefits of them. So I will just go through briefly. Okay, the first one, knowledge. Okay, knowledge. When you got knowledge, you can benefit people. You can benefit your country. For example, Mary, Mary, Mary is one of the scientists. Okay, uh, and also Hippocrates from medicine field. Okay, both of them involved in invention of apa ni, alat perubatan lah, for example X-ray, okay, by Mary. So X-ray nowadays dia punya benefit uh, uh, is very important, because from the X-ray technology we can uh, uh, apa ni, treat ataupun cure many patient dekat hospital. Okay. The second one, curiosity. As I mentioned just now, the more you learn, the more uh, you want to know about that particular area or field. Okay. For example given here, Newton, he's a scientist. Okay, he studied the law of gravity. Okay, the law of gravity uh, timbul selepas dia question how uh, an apple fell down on the ground. Okay. Kenapa tidak jatuh ke atas? Okay, from that, by series of experiment, okay, then they come up with law of gravity. Okay, of course, the third one increase, it will increase memorization power, increase your focus, so it's easy for you to recall back what you have learned. So we need to say reading, you train you use your brain, you train your brain. Okay, so something that you not regularly use, it will mengurangkan dia punya efisiensi. Sama juga dengan uh, exercise. Okay, kalau you tak exercise, you boleh menyebabkan you punya muscle deteriorate, ataupun dia punya function tu decrease over time. That's why we have to exercise regularly. Okay, slide number 8, critical thinking. Okay, critical thinking. Okay, so gaining new knowledge, it helps you to sharpen your thought and creativity. Okay, I think I already discussed just now. Okay, next is improve your self-confidence. Okay, this one when you for example finish ataupun contribute to work, ataupun you are one of the people that leads to the success of an event. So that one happened because you helps, because you got knowledge, you got information on that area. So automatically your self-confidence will increase. Okay, which is good for you. It will create motivation for you to contribute more and more. Okay, so all these things you cannot contribute more without knowledge. Okay, and the last one is it the last one? No, okay, respect for others and try to help others. Okay, um, in learning ataupun gaining a new knowledge, you actually uh, looking for knowledge which is you before not realize that the knowledge is actually something limitless ataupun something yang infinity, dia tak ada boundaries. So it will leads yourself to the perception that actually knowledge is something yang wide. So everyone got their own expertise. So somehow dia akan create your respect to others because you think that people are expert in that particular field. Okay. But then ada juga disebabkan oleh kononnya dia power sangat in that area, so it will some sort of bully lah to the person in the same field with him or her. Okay, but in general, usually knowledge will leads that person to positive aspect. Okay, to positive aspect. Right. Next, the benefit is it can create positive attitude towards life. Okay, when you got knowledge, your response to the world is different. Okay, for example, kalau you got problem with your business, kalau you tak ada knowledge, you will be easily uh, down. Okay, compared to if you got knowledge, then you take a break. Okay, you think about the problem, come up with the action plan, and then you make a good progress. And inshallah, God willing, you can tackle your problem easily, and it will lead to success. Okay. Okay, point number 2, I already mentioned just now. Okay. Um, stay healthy and aware. Okay, this one, alert, keep mind fresh and alert helps one to stay healthy and aware. Okay, healthy in terms of thinking, and also you will be one of the person that can help people on that particular issue. Okay, and yeah. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay. All right. And last but not least, of course, you will be more productive and intellectually healthy person. Okay. Productive, kalau for example, uh, if you got something, for example, assignment, if you, of course you have to read lots of material. So the more you read, the more information you got, and it will become more productive as you can produce your work efficiently compared to others yang less reading. So less reading means less information, then you got limited information to write down. Right. Okay, so now slide number 10, strategies to increase the intellectual wellness. There are many ways. Okay, I think learning I already mentioned just now. Okay, uh, uh, but learning can be many forms lah. For example, here you can also do learning by visiting a educational place. For example, library, museum, university, and so on. Okay. Next is playing educational games. Okay, there are many games outside there that can stimulate ataupun uh, give you brain exercise. it will increase your capacity of your brain to think and memorize. For example, Sudoku, crossword puzzle, strategic games, okay, like chess and Scrabble. And I think e-games nowadays is something good, okay. Like kita ada juga game macam also we call it as strategic games, strategic e-games. Yang apa ni? Tak ingatlah contoh dia tu yang quite trending nowadays, yang tembak-tembak tu. Okay. Tak ingat. So meaning to say, you have to be able to divide your time supaya you tidak addict to the activity. Okay. Spending too much time on playing game is not good. So you have to be balanced. Okay. Okay. Another method is by exploration. Okay. Exploration can be many ways as well. You watch a movie. Okay. You attend something that you are not familiar with. It provide you new experience. You pergi tengok concert, you pergi tengok theater. All those things can give you some sort of knowledge. Okay. And okay, I think that's the strategies lah on gaining knowledge. Here, this will also include sleep. Okay, the importance of sleep is actually sleep is important. Di mana this time is actually your body, your brain is rest, and during this period, repair process will happen. Okay, so based on studies, at least 7 hours of deep sleep, tidur yang lena, is needed in order for human brain function best performance. Okay. And okay, slide 11, refrain from multitasking. Okay, this is quite controversial. Some people say practicing multitasking job is good. Some say not good. Okay, but then according to this slide, dia kata we have to avoid from multitasking activity sebab for them we have to do one task at a time because it can increase our focus and concentration. Okay. But another people say that we have to familiarize ourselves with multitasking job sebab considering keperluan dunia hari ini yang memerlukan kadang-kadang kita tak nak tapi the situation yang menyebabkan kita perlu bekerja lebih daripada satu tugas. Okay, even dalam business activity, biasanya boss ataupun owner dia tend to hire a staff having more than one abilities lah. For example, you have entrepreneurship students, you are having certain knowledge on health, and at the same time you are an entrepreneur. So kalau dia perlukan marketing job, dia hanya panggil you je. Instead of having 2 staff, then it is more jimat lah kalau ada seorang staff yang boleh buat 2 kerja. Alright, okay. Okay, slide 12 and 13. This table just to give you the detail on how to increase intellectual wellness. Okay, you can read by yourself lah. Okay. Brain exercise as we discussed earlier. Okay, just a brief. Okay, next part is cognitive development and personal skill. Okay, Uh, in this part, you will learn how kita punya thinking process develop. Okay, actually, the thinking cognitive development uh, uh, started from childhood to adulthood. Okay, adulthood, and it will mature after you reach a certain age. Okay, that's based on this table. Okay, you can have a look later on. Okay, okay, cognitive development in terms of brain lah, dari segi otak kita lebih kurang sama. Tapi in terms of knowledge, of course berbeza sebab that's depend on individual. If you learn, then you get more knowledge, more information on that particular area. Okay, so for cognitive development, it will involve three aspects. Okay, remembering, problem solving, and decision making. So all these three elements, dia punya capacity is berbeza daripada bayi, kanak-kanak, remaja, and then orang tua. So that's why dia kata cognitive development, perkembangan pemikiran. Okay. Even how you tackle the problem is different. Kalau you bagi satu problem, you bagi dekat kanak-kanak, remaja, belia, and then orang tua. Okay, orang tua ni maksudnya yang mature lah. Okay, so dia punya approach will be different. That's depend on the cognitive development. Okay. Meaning to say, cognitive development will improve over time. Okay. Cognitive development will include how the person perceive, think, gains understanding of her or his world. Okay. Di mana dia melibatkan interaction between genetic and learn factors. Learn factors kat sini maksudnya knowledge lah. Okay. Genetic kat sini maksudnya the individual itself. Okay. And then genetic ataupun individual ni dia sometimes dia relate dengan dia punya culture lah. Okay. So these two factors, okay, element akan influence how you interact with the world. Okay, there are many 5 areas of cognitive development. Okay, information processing, intelligence, reasoning, language development, and memory. Okay, actually 5 cognitive development tu kalau you tengok semua tu telah di explain oleh these 3 component lah dalam the definition of cognitive development, which is remembering, problem solving, and decision making. Alright, if you look at this table or figure, you can see how person or how people develop dia punya cognitive function. Okay, first 2 years, for example, daripada baby hingga umur 2 tahun, dia punya ability, thinking ability as it is lah. Okay, for example, at least dia boleh differentiate him or herself from object. Okay, that's why people, kalau baby katalah umur 4 to 5 months old, dia dah boleh respond to you, to parents. So dia ada ability untuk differentiate people and object. Okay, and then move to 2 to 7 years, dipanggil stage pre-operational. Okay, pre-operational. You are not, you you have a limited capacity to your brain capacity to operate. Okay, you started person at this age started to learn the language. Okay, kadang-kadang language dia tak proper tapi dia learning over times. Okay, and then next stage is concrete operational. Okay. Student, okay, primary school students, dia dah boleh think logically about object and event. Okay. And then last stage is formal operations, starting from 11 years old and onwards. Okay, dia dah boleh think secara logik berkenaan something yang abstract. Okay, something yang bukan physical. Okay, and also dia boleh test the hypothesis. Okay, for example, biasanya budak starting from 11 ataupun hujung umur 11 years ataupun umur 12 tahun ni, dia dah boleh tahu, dia boleh expect. If dia buat something yang negatif, dia akan dapat respond from their parents. For example, kalau if their parents advise to use, for example, a gadget for 2 hours, then dia akan tahu kalau dia guna gadget tu lebih daripada 2 jam, of course dia akan dapat negative response from their parents. That's mean by formal operation. Dia dah boleh respond kepada sesuatu event. Okay. Next is personal skill. Okay, personal skill. When we talk about personal skill, then we have to know as well about the hard skill. Okay, personal skill is a soft skill lah. Okay, soft skill. Actually, okay, let's look at the personal skill. Okay, personal skill, soft skill, okay, which is intangible quality, the characteristic. Intangible, which is something yang you tak boleh tengok lah. Okay, or characteristic yang boleh enhance your interaction with people. Okay. Usually soft skill is very important when you are working with something ataupun dealing with people. Okay, when you work, okay, one of the criteria your employer expect is your soft skill. Okay, for example, how you the skill, the dealing skill with your customers. Okay, okay. Soft skill also is known as interpersonal skill. Okay, sebab tu dikata inter means how you dealing with people. Kalau intra melibatkan dalam individual. Inter means involved between people. Okay. So there are many soft skill lah: dependability, adaptability, motivation, creativity, okay, hardworking, fast learner, and so on. Okay. Okay. This figure tells you that 2 skills are interrelated each other: hard skill and soft skill. You cannot be a good worker kalau you tak ada knowledge, which is hard skill. Okay, tapi you tak boleh juga jadi a good worker, a good staff kalau you tak ada soft skill. Kalau you ada knowledge tapi you tak boleh communicate well with your stakeholders ataupun kalau dalam business with your customers, then it will lead to loss to your company, to your business. Okay, so these 2 skills are important for you guys to have into this world, especially both. As sebagai employee ataupun employer, ataupun you self-employed ataupun you employ with other business or organization. Very important. Okay. Slide number 19. Okay, there's another characteristic of soft skill or personal skill. Okay, lifelong learning, triple L. Okay, lifelong learning is actually one of the is activity in getting a intellectual wellness. Okay. Okay, this is the definition of lifelong learning. Okay, learning activities that happen in your life throughout your life, from usually from 5 or 6 years old until you die. Okay, so the objective of lifelong learning is to improve your knowledge, increase your knowledge, your skill, competency within yourself, of course, yourself, community. Civic means community, your local community, social, and also employment-related perspective. Okay, within an organization, you have to keep on learning in order to better service to your company, to your boss. Okay, slide 22. The first point just mentioned to you the characteristic of lifelong learning person. Of course, that person should have a self-initiated kriteria. Kalau dia tak ada keinginan untuk belajar, of course dia tak boleh nak practice lifelong learning. Some people say that lifelong learning is something yang memenatkan. Actually not. Lifelong learning can be many ways. Of course lah, kalau you keep on furthering study yang formal study, it is tiring. Actually, lifelong learning also involve another aspect of learning platform, which is informal learning. Okay. Actually, dalam formal learning kita ada juga non-formal. Non-formal ni lebih kepada seminar, courses, for example, courses that organized by, for example, a public figure, Dr. Azizan, okay, Cikgu Bat, okay, for online marketing. All those are categorized as non-formal learning. Okay, so please read yourself about the classification of learning. Okay. So now you are doing formal learning. You are taking a degree course dekat UMK. At the same time, I think you also attending courses, seminar, or training, okay, provided by internal ataupun external body. Okay. Informal, usually this one happen when you bila dah stable, dah bekerja. Okay, for example, you involve with people, you make friend with pelbagai lapisan masyarakat. When you when you work, you are meeting with different types of people. From that, you will learn something. Ada yang positif, ada yang negatif. So take the positive one. Okay, slide 24. This slide just to give you the characteristic of lifelong learner. Okay, insatiable knowledge seeker. Okay, knowledge seeker, always looking for program, seminar in order to increase their knowledge, skill, and so on. Okay, social learners, you mix around with people. From that, you learn something from others, and others will learn something from you. And the third one, you don't just absorb ataupun memorize information. You have to have some sort of ability to analyze, synthesize, and also apply the knowledge. When you apply, you are actually increase your understanding on that particular things. Okay, so that's why character number 4, you will be teachers. Okay, where you spread the knowledge, you share the knowledge, put information with others. All right, benefits of lifelong learning. I think it is quite similar to benefit of intellectual wellness. Tapi I think the last one is quite interesting. Create opportunities for a better job. Ataupun it will increase your chances of getting a job. Okay, when you got more added values than other applicants, of course, employers will hire you because you got something that can contribute to your company. Okay, if I, the owner of the company, of course, I will hire someone with more knowledge in various area. So added value lah tu. Alright, I think this is the last slide. Okay, potential of business in this industry, intellectual wellness. Okay, dia tak adalah spesifik sangat. So as long as you provide business yang berkait dengan education, that's considered as contribution you ataupun business yang berkait dengan intellectual wellness. Okay, you have to bear in your mind, people nowadays dia punya mindset is different kalau kita compare dengan 10 tahun lepas. People nowadays dia nak something yang senang. Okay, senang tu maksudnya sebab people nowadays very busy, so that's why they are looking for more innovative punya method of gaining knowledge. That's why people are now looking for seminars, courses, okay, workshop untuk increase their knowledge. At the same time, people nowadays are eager to increase dia punya wealth. So I think by organizing seminars, for example, it will provide a platform for you to generate profit for your business. So semua jenis educational organisation ataupun business dalam formal punya learning activity can tapi sama juga dengan non-normal learning, all those akan create a business opportunity for you. Okay, I think that's all for today. If you got any question, then you can ask using the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Please watch this video and please also mark your attendance. All right, I think that's all from my part. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.